afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast. With me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master of Propaganda, Hero of the Reich, Defender of the Fatherland. We're off here to the exciting 1 versus 1 on Angerville, here between CaptainObvious fighting for the United States of America for the 3rd Armored Division, tasked here with clearing up this village held by the Germans, by the Reich, by DrChengele. Fighting here for the Wehrmacht for the 87th Infanterie Division, and we've got Airborne Recon Support Rifle Company here versus Mechanized Assault, Festung Armor, and Jäger Armor. You got points to be short. We got an MG falling up pretty rapidly there for DrChengele, going straight for one after the initial pioneer setting up an infantry company, whereas obviously is going for several riflemen, obviously. But nothing beyond that from them so far. Bulletins are mostly infantry with a single Panzer IV bulletin for Chengele, not the best one. But there you go. Points have been secured, heading westwards, whereas Obvious is heading east and west, spreading out. The MD-40 arrives. He's actually moving ahead there aggressively on its own. Again, not something I'd regularly recommend, as I've mentioned several times throughout different episodes. It's certainly a bit risky, and of course in this guard he could also use to sort of initially support and hold the fuel point move he's got going there, but of course we'll have to see what DrChengele ends up going with. But it is there arriving, got a 3rd Rifleman squad there on the way for Obvious. DrChengele has not revealed his hand as to what he's going to get next. Could be Grenadiers, could be an MD-42, I suppose he could also get a sniper now, he's getting more Grenadier. So he's moving over the Grenadiers here and towards the west to assist there, but not the MG-42. Now this is some extremely reckless play here by DrChengele, and it could backfire on him pretty harshly. And I do mean harshly if he's not careful. Since of course he can easily risk, for example, you're just being outmaneuvered and pushed off, but even worse off, if your opponents take flank, will get some early grenades and then pops one on it, he could lose the MG-42 itself to the enemy already. I mean, this is definitely not what I recommend, most players to go with, and it certainly requires a certain amount of confidence, but even then, usually they don't move it about like that, so that is some extremely risky play. It could pay off if you can catch CaptainObvious off, obviously, in some very nasty manners, but that's rather betting on a lot. We got Grenadiers piloting the rifle on the west side. We got more riflemen in here, and again he's got nothing to really stall it. He's shifting over sort of large components here, so he's likely going to push off the west very quickly. Riflemen are forced away, but how long is that going to last? He's sort of here losing contact with a cut-off point as riflemen strike at it, and looks like we already got some early take-up here by for CaptainObvious, going rapidly for a lieutenant within the 3-minute mark. Advancing on the right hand side, troops moving in there, looks like he's just trying to take away territory there, in fact, from CaptainObvious. Regardless of anything else, rather than engaging the Grenadiers, Grenadiers all a bit low in health, they could lose out. In fact, we got Rifleman pushing in there at the same time. Rierson taking caught by the enemy fortune. Not good, managed to get past the Grenadiers, are not there to support. In fact, he actually set up completely otherwise. Grenadiers are moving in to support here. The support gunners doing the can. The Rierson probably will be pushed off, and even then they did some damage here to the MG-42, which isn't going to any further counter-attacks from CaptainObvious towards here, sort of a bit easier. Fighting continues here, fuel point being taken here by Obvious. Yes, and they're going to push back. Then it's bring up flanking in there. Ultimate by the use of tank traps and barbed wire to create sort of some heavy cover there, otherwise there's none there for CaptainObvious. And there you go, Rierson's finally falls back. And unfortunately set up a bit better here. And there we go, Chengele fought off the left-hand side of the map so far. No tech-up, he's in fact gone for a rather heavy tier 1, but he's only going to hurt the edge due to the rapid take-up of CaptainObvious. In particular, if CaptainObvious goes either for an M20 on AA half-track, that could actually give DrChengele quite the headache, since he's not at all teched up and only will have Panzerfaust to largely defend off the enemy. So rather risky play here by DrChengele, rather risky. And there you go, finally got some tech going on there for Chengele. Going here for the cut off against Obvious. Macho of course catches force here, and there we go. Rather than caught here by several Grenadier squads, of course with the building to 8, then they'll certainly be a bit hard to push off, but might have to occupy quite rapidly before the Americans. There we go, DrChengele make a rush. No, CaptainObvious, not DrChengele, but CaptainObvious rushing for DrChengele, managed to occupy the building. There's a bit of trouble being held down. Lieutenant being hit pushed away, of course, by now DrChengele should know there's high likelihood of being hit with some kind of early light vehicle, which could have some rather dire consequences there for DrChengele if he's not careful. The Pioneers remain here basically ready to set something up. There go, we are getting an AA half there for CaptainObvious, aiming for the biggest set of guns he can get this early on in the match. So that's definitely going to give DrChengele a bit of an early game headache, but at least he's managed to secure a large chunk of the right hand side on the map. But the whole full Grenadiers MG42 might come to bite him in the arse. It's certainly something that works better, I feel, versus the Soviets than versus the Americans, who, due to the very rapid and aggressive tech structure, can sort of quickly get out with vehicles, in which case if you do go for something like this, you're going to find yourself at a bit of a disadvantage unless you lay down some really good telemines to sort of wreck any vehicles. And his only hope is basically either Pack 40 or a bunch of scout cars somehow swarm the A half track and catch you off guard. Grenadiers, by the way, need to pull back. They're already getting surrounded here. And there we go. Chengele forced off. I mean, he's managed to sort of gain a nice chunk of the map, but again, the question is now going to be, how long is that going to last? Once the A half track arrives with its dual 55 machine guns, 37mm AA gun. Grenadiers are now being the next set of victims as to rather than advance. There they go, half the unit already gone. In fact, looks like we could see a squad wipe. We got Pioneers up there with Flammenwerfen. And there you go, Grenadiers got wiped out. That was a bit silly there, I think, by Chengele. He's still maintaining a strong presence on the right side. The MG42, I think, could be moved a bit further up to support here. Lieutenant continues to create a blocking position there. Pioneers are in a lot of trouble now, already heavy losses, and there you go. A half tank opens up as well. Lieutenant here shooting away at some Grenadiers right at the edge of their range. Grenadiers getting out of the building. Not that's going to help them getting out of that particular point there versus the A half track. Quite the opposite. And CaptainObvious is, of course, quite eager to let him know, in fact, that was a bit of a foolish decision. So, where DrChengele had a brief sort of territorial advantage, rather trailing against him, his initial attempt, sort of a heavy tier 1, sort of try to dominate there, of course, backfires, as again he tends to do for most of the AMAP player, is trying to use it versus the US. We got a Pack 40 there, again a faster, I think, take up would have been a bit better. Overall, could again release up something up, so further pressure obvious with early on, rather than what he's currently got. And we got the A half basically spearheading the assault, not too worried here. Probably suspecting what his opponent went for. He knows there's going to be a bit more time before there's any sort of serious response there to the A half track. Chengele pushing now down the left side, still got force there. In fact, he's leaving most of his support on the right hand side. Bit risky, in fact quite risky again. I mean, he's not really using his support weapons to support the infantry. He's setting them on their own, which of course could result in them being handed over there to CaptainObvious. There we go. MG42 coming under fire there from the A half track. 50 calibers, 30mm guns will soon open up this one. There we go. MG42 being pushed off the field, rear echelons moving ahead there. Pack 40 also falling back at the same time though. Finally got some response here in the left hand side. There the Grenadiers Pioneers a bit spread out, which should allow here CaptainObvious to sort of quickly push at least parts of it back with minimal casualties. If he does this correctly, and note he also quickly spreads out to ensure, for example, he doesn't get caught by a rival grenade or something that leaves him with heavy casualties. So nicely executed there. Pioneers being up there, still standing in the open here. Easy targets for the riflemen. Those engaged also as well. You might want to sort of focus down the Pioneers first though, since they're above the open. In this case, we do see the flamethrowers and the fact that obviously his spread out his fire did allow Chengele to sort of repulse CaptainObvious riflemen. And we see an airborne chosen, we got paratroops already dropping in. No Pathfinders though, and we got a Panzer gunner unit there running for Chengele. Nothing further though.
The enemy is attempting to steal
Go for the
our
cut-off
sector.
point again. There we go, paratroopers ready for the next assault. Will he be getting Thompsons though, or will he be getting Browning light machine guns, sort of further increase their firepower versus the Kraut? And there go Browning light machine guns. On a map like this, and in particular on the left hand side, of course, Browning light machine guns do make a lot more sense compared to the Thompson submachine guns. I mean, had Chengele been a bit more towards the east side, submachine guns would have been a better choice. But here on the west side, I mean, the Browning light machine guns are going to be king. Quick final grenade there, and oh, didn't do too much though. The flamethrowers certainly are doing a good job. That's not going to last long there. The Pioneers already in a poor condition, and there go forced away. No tech up from CHengele. He's definitely got the resources, I think, for it. A quick play for armor could perhaps work out here. Telemines that would also be a good thing, then there's no sign of mines here so far versus obvious.
Listen up! Listen up!
Flies faster than anything we got. 30 calories on the line!
There we go, Browning 30 caliber light machine gun up here for CaptainObvious. Springing traction here versus the Grenadiers and tearing them apart. Or at least attempting to tear them apart. Instead tearing apart a nearby tree. And there you go, Reactor gets some suppressing fire here, slowing them down, but also ultimately allowing them to suppress the troops, and there we go. Allowing further here pressure from the riflemen. There we go, Panzers are trying to cover here. The Panzers are getting outflanked, they're coming up, quite coming up for there, doing their best though, doing their best of the Sturmgewehrs. Riflemen in out close. There we go, negative cover, they're taking heavy damage here for the Panzer Grenadier. Quicker body lading here to the other riflemen rather close, but no, getting overwhelmed here. Can he get it off though? Quicker body lading. Almost wipes the entire rifleman unit there, MD4 to open up. Panzer Grenadiers makes it back there, we got Grenadiers, we got Pioneers covering in. Nice little counter attack now from DrChengele, shattering Obvious's nerves like glass. Of the really brittle kind, the cheap kind. To take up though, take up. Again, going for some armor here to further strike versus CaptainObvious, who's already got a major out, and of course can then proceed to become a major nuisance to DrChengele's plans with adding in some tanks. I mean, a quick Scot, for example, right now could probably do a bit of good there for CaptainObvious. Otherwise, of course, the Sherman is always a sort of good in-between choice. Right now, for example, Jackson really wouldn't do much good. But the A-half containing over here, he could try for some flank about here, though, try to sort of hit CHengele in the rear, even as he's pushing towards here.
Enemy is taking our territory.
And we've actually got Brownies here researched for Obvious. A good choice there, should certainly further benefit his riflemen, increase their firepower, and of course he can also use it to actually further buff up the Lieutenant. I mean, a lot of players forget that the Lieutenant actually usually got room for another weapon like a BAR or a Browning light machine gun, so usually you can get a bit more out of your Lieutenant by upgrading him with an additional weapon as well. Nothing further from CHengele, who by the way could consider, or should consider setting up a cache here to sort of protect his cut-off point. An additional unit of Panzer Grenadier there. Still no sign of taking up. I mean, he's got plenty of fuel. I mean, right now going for example, a quick Panzer IV or a pair of Stooks, I think could work out well there for CHengele. Major there caught up in a bit of a major fusillade. We got reasonably hit. There we go. Panzer getting caught here, but we've got lots of Browning automatics there opening up on the Panzer Grenadier. Losses being swiftly inflicted. The haystack ultimately not turning out to be quite the redoubtable fortification he might have hoped for. MD4 then opening up. Grenadiers held down as well. We got one unit stop, but ultimately the riflemen do continue up here. Nope, though he's only upgraded each squad with only one BAR. Spreading out his investment over several units. There you go, MD4 but we could shift over to Incendiaries to increase damage here versus Obvious troops. And DrChengele in a, what I find a bit of a disappointment maneuver, goes for mechanized assault and calls in a Stoogie. Relying, of course, sort of on that to quickly punish Obvious' infantry. But of course, at the same time, he will be a bit weaker versus armor. And of course, that could also highly indicate he's going for the Tiger, which is trying to, at the same time, give CaptainObvious more time to bring up armor and prepare. Of course, with the Stoogie, CaptainObvious is going to be pretty clear on what's coming next from DrChengele. I mean, he's probably not going to have to worry about, say, a Panther arriving next. Rather than that wiped out a bit too slow to retreat. A small victory there for Germany, for the Reich. And the Stoogie certainly got a small victory there, as well as the half-track got torn to pieces by high explosive shells. And we got a Sherman now running for CaptainObvious. No replacement infantry so far. He could, for example, still also consider there some Pathfinders. They can, by the way, also be upgraded with BARs. They actually benefit from it quite nicely. Obvious and then has actually fortified his cut-off there with a fuel cache, plus a bit of barbed wire. Good combination that's definitely going to make it harder for CHengele to sort of quickly cut him off with his fuel point and sort of dig in. So he's either have to go for the fuel point directly, which is going to take a bit of time, or it's going to sort of provide a larger, heavier effort there towards the cut-off.
Enemy forces have 300 points.
Get ready! Warning orders!
Teleman's going down in the central road. Good spot there for dominating the map, and usually good spot for mining overall. Could certainly catch any unawares vehicle there from CaptainObvious in a bit of trouble. Again, got a fresh push here. Again, a partner would say you should consider a flank up here and sort of try to hit Chengele from this point. There you go. Sherman arrives though. Stugi opens up. Obvious falling a bit behind it towards better cut position there versus the Sturmgeschütz. And this pressure continues to be applied on the left flank. Right from there, dodge. One hell of a shot there from the Sturmgeschütz. Second shot misses. Sherman moving in there. 50 carbon machine on the way, they're being added on top, and there you go. Sturmgeschütz fall back, but there goes shot one goes through the front armour. And before holding up here, still no attempt to hit incendiary rounds, for example. No attempt by CaptainObvious, for example, to suppress it. That could have also done. I don't think he's quite close enough to actually get off a grenade in the verse. And there you go, we got a smoke screen going down from the Sherman. Excellent, excellent. Basically ensuring the Pack 40 can't easily fire, allowing the Sherman to be a bit more bold in the meanwhile. Stug moves in there for a few shots, but can't quite hit. In fact, the Stug seem to be having a hard time hitting anything at the moment. Sherman turns about there and doesn't hit. Got grenades going off there. Of course, the high closure shot, armor piercing rounds aren't quite as good there versus the infantry, so of course that's something to keep in mind. Smoke finally clears. Pack 40 pulled back, but already then the Sherman of course pulls back as well. Panzer Grenadier here screening the Pack 40, nicely ensuring it's not going to be easy here for Obvious to rush the Pack 40. Plus, of course, also spotting for the Pack 40 there. We got an anti-tank dropping down here to provide anti-tank support here for Obvious versus Chengele. And Obvious otherwise controlling the map quite nicely here. We got, oh, Chekhov actually going for Chengele. He's not just apparently going to rely on the Tiger. That's nice to see. That is nice to see. So many of players do tend to just sort of go for this Stugi and then the Tiger, and then pretty much not bother with the rest of the Doctor. And in many cases, they, particularly now after the patch, tend to sort of end up on the losing side of things. And not frightfully interesting either. The Panzers here taking shots there. We got some high close results. Shells there on the Sherman. Rifle nades going off, shattering the cart. And Pack 40 here covering from the north. Sherman already down to half health, needs to fall back. Before the Pack 40 turns it to scrap, and there goes Stugi moving hit as well. Still not getting a single hit in. Impressive. In a slightly saddening way.
Good to go.
Forward position here, by the way, by CaptainObvious, ensuring he doesn't have to retreat so much and can keep up the pressure here, but of course, there's very much the current problem. He's pretty much left the entire east side open to DrChengele's harassment. Of course, that's what DrChengele is taking advantage of. Finally, good job there. Good job there. It's active timing for the mid-game analysis. Of course, we're currently seeing harassment here on the right side. Of course, for CaptainObvious, he's going to have to respond to it. A quick rifle squad there could clearly deal with it easily. Otherwise, they're following on that. I think he should consider at least a fighting position or something, so at least make it a bit harder for infantry to sort of harass around there. Beyond that, more armor would be a good idea if the Sherman might be working out, and of course eventually getting some Jacksons up, because at this point he should have a clear idea at least there's going to be some armor on the way that's going to be bigger than the Stugi, probably a Tiger. Of course, I mean, we are seeing him taking up, so of course there's going to be some other options there, but otherwise get a Jackson no matter what, just in case. So that is sort of generally here what CaptainObvious could do. Another option would actually be going for an M20 and lay down some mines of his own around here, and here of course he could also try around here, but of course, I mean, without clearing this out, and of course he doesn't know it's there, I mean, there's a chance here of course his M20 gets knocked out in return, but still, if you can get up some M20 mines at certain points, he should probably also be able to sort of do a lot to limit DrChengele and any armor that might arrive from him, so that would also be a good choice. And again, our partner would say, you know, get some Pathfinders and pop some BARs on them. For DrChengele, get up a fuel cache or two. And of course, I mean, either right now, of course, he's got the option of either taking on further, aiming for a Panther. I mean, with the Stugi, that could probably actually work out as a bit of a quick measure to throw his opponent off guard. Again, you know, he's going to be expecting Tigers, then he gets hit with Panthers and Panzerwerfers and Sturmpanzer, in which case, of course, CaptainObvious might be a bit surprised he's getting hit by anything but the obvious. But otherwise, even just getting some Panzer IVs up right now, maybe a Stugi, I think could do a lot for DrChengele. But again, fuel caches would be a good idea in that extension. Otherwise, more harassment here, maybe some further mines to try and any sort of counterattack from CaptainObvious. For example, right here, lay up some S mines. So, for example, when CaptainObvious runs in some infantry, of course, they might encounter a few difficulties. That would very well be an option there for DrChengele as well. I mean, he could play for a Tiger, but that's definitely going to have its risks. And it's definitely also going to sort of give him more time for CaptainObvious to prepare for it and bring up heavy goods of his own. I mean, it's not going to be best, of course. I mean, it's also going to be sort of thing where he's going to then sort of suffer in terms of having overall armor on the field, and could that way quickly fall behind the American, in particular if CaptainObvious goes for several Jacksons besides the anti-tank gun, in which case of course the Tiger can easily be hard countered because there's nothing else to support the Tiger really, besides his 2E, and that's not going to help one bit. So those are some thoughts there, but let's head back into the fight. Paratroopers rifling in.
The capture point is being overrun.
Bastard over here! I need cover!
MD42 not really covering here. Victory point being lost. Sherman being repaired there. M4A3. Workhorse of the United States Armored Forces. Rather than heading straight to the MD42 quickly cuts down the guns there with support from the paratroopers. Grenadiers marching forwards, and we got Renegades going off there as well. Flying through the air and quite missing the mark. Interesting enough, CaptainObvious dispatches his Sherman to deal there with the Pioneers. That's certainly also an option. That is certainly also an option. We've got the anti-tank a bit further forwards. Stugi covering the field point, and there we go. Pioneers a bit of trouble, quickly forced away. We got reissues, quick moves to secure the points. Meanwhile, head-on assault here from DrChengele, straight through the open terrain. Patrick taking advantage of the Grenadiers, sort of advance there. Quick grenade there, looks like Obvious has gone for grenades. Well done there, increasing the firepower of his rifle, also that smoke green to help cover them up. Good. Bit of cover here, maybe then quick grenade here versus the grenades. I think we're up, but there goes Tugi. Finally gets some kills again. Paratroopers there taking heavy losses. Quickly forced away at the same time. The Panthers are they're stopped by Rifle Lieutenants. And of course the Sherman. No further armor though for CaptainObvious, no further armor. Pack 40 also seemed to cause a bit of a problem here. No light machine guns here for DrChengele, who's flirting quite a bit of manpower again, at least go for some fuel caches then. Sort of helps speed up versus the Tiger, that seems what he's playing at, because we're not really seeing, say, any support armor call, which could always allowed him to bring in a tank pretty quickly. In fact, he's going for a Pack 40 and another MD42, basically doubling down on Tier 1, Tier 2, which would certainly be another indicator, what would be considered doctrine, that he's very much aiming for the Tiger. Not exactly the most novel strategy there, or the most flexible strategy. In fact, it's quite the opposite, in particular as it's quite common, or it has been common. Of course, a lot of players, of course, prepared for dealing with it. Punches they pushed away, we got Glazer firing out, got half the unit wiped out there by quick high explosive round. Smoke screen down, by the way, he could continue the up with assault here, and if he plays his cards quickly, he could catch the Pack 40 and deal with the Stugi, in which case Mr. Chengele would be in a lot of trouble. We got the M4 setting up here to deal with the rear slot, try to retake the victory point. We got the second Pack 40 up here, and it is moving ahead. And the rear slots, they're suppressed by the MD42. Sharply and swiftly. Paratroopers, they're suppressed by the MD42 veteran. We got the Sherman rolling back here. And then the mine went off, or was dealt with. Telemines do occasionally just go off without really doing anything, which is a bit of an unfortunate bug.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
There goes Grenadiers under fire. We got a Pack following up veterans one down the Sherman. Need to be careful there. Be careful, there you go. Pack fire. Those have a light machine gun holding up behind the fence. Firing right there, the advancing riflemen doing what they can to defend the fatherland. Eater crawls over to them. The surge evade. We get a Sturmgeschütz here nearby supporting, providing covering fire. But the Grenadiers are only taking losses from grenades and heavy automatic fire. There we go, veteran 2 for the Sturmgeschütz. Increasing armor a bit. In fact, a lot of Stug crews tend to later in the war actually reinforce the front of the Stug with concrete, though usually around the driver's compartment. Little fun fact there. And there we go, CaptainObvious aiming for the Jackson. Aiming for the Jackson. Sherman striking out, MD42 heading south. We got Grenadiers hanging about there as well. And nasty hit there on the MD42 crew. Sherman gets off several kills there. Before taking hits from the Pack 40, but it looks like we'll be able to clear up the MD42 crew. There we go, Taught.
We have lost an MG team.
More barbed wire going down there. At the same time, fuel point here secured. Counter-attack going in, the MD42 Panzer Grenadier Pioneer, and of course the Sturmgeschütz, all covered by Pack 40. smoke screen here would be a good job versus the MG42. But no sign of that. Instead, the paratroopers heroically advancing across the field, but quickly get suppressed by the MG42. Continuing ground should be a good addition now. Sort of further punish them from being out in the open here in front. There you go. No grenades. Oh, there you go. Grenade going off. Panzers they're moving in here. That's rather than the paratroopers quickly falls on the white. Lieutenant moving up. Lots of grenades there. Oh, Browning up, seeing they're dropped by the paratroopers at the same time. Just flanking in. Rifleman securing the Browning. Stugi charges forwards, coming under fire though from the anti-tank gun. Needs to quickly clear that out. And the MG42 they got cleared out, losing a lot of veterans in there. Full DrChengele. Jackson arriving though. And these might get off the Panzer. No. There you go. Sturmgeschütz almost kaput. Anti-tank gun crew doing what they can, but crew getting killed before it can get off the shot. But there you go. Jackson lights it on fire straight through the ammunition hold, blowing it all apart.
Panzer forces have been reduced by 1. Standing by.
And there we go. Fuel point secured here for the Reich. Sherman ready again. Also a fun fact about the Sherman, it was actually sort of the first tank I believe to have any sort of kind of stabilizer which allowed the Sherman to sort of move and shoot a bit better than its counterparts. Little fun fact there. Not something you actually hear so much talked about. There's actually one technological advantage the American tanks had. MG crew tooled again. Pack 40 opening up. Troops reinforcing. MG42 they're ready for CaptainObvious to utilise. CHengele getting even closer to the Tiger. Again, had he gone for a fuel cache, he probably could have had some out sooner, but you know, he didn't. He could also, I think, easily had a lot of Panzers out, some Stugs, sort of further pressure his opponent out by now, but he'd rather allow his opponent to bring out more armour in the meanwhile. And of course, kill a bunch of his troops and equipment off. Obvious could consider upgrading some of his rifle though with further Browning's automatic rifle course. I mean, he's got plenty of munitions here. Plenty of munitions.
Squad, get ready.
There you go, Pioneers pushed off. Veterans is 3 Canadians heading down the main road.
Send your orders.
Jackson basically waiting for the next target to light on fire. With its 90mm gun, same as by the way used on the Pershing tank. Fun fact there.
Back here. Meeting resistance. Ready.
Grenadiers falling back down to the advance of the lieutenant, who has not, I believe, been upgraded with an additional weapon. I feel that's a bit of a miss there by CaptainObvious. Also, CaptainObvious has in fact not bothered with getting a captain himself. In fact, he's upgrading his major with a BAR. So, why are we getting a BAR? It's not like we're supposed to be close to the enemy, are we? Well, there you go, Tiger arrives, Lieutenant, in a bit of trouble there. The Tiger advances, 80mm gun there, shatters a large chunk of the house's facade, killing numerous GIs. The process forcing the rest out as the Tiger continues its relentless advance for the Reich. And of course now, Obvious of course knows what's coming. I mean, he probably had a good idea of it. I mean, he is CaptainObvious, and I mean, he'd have to remove that title if he couldn't figure out the bloody obvious what was coming here from DrChengele. Romney versus Panzer. We've got Panzer strikes up here to help deal with armor to cover versus the Yankee Panzers. Tiger advances, pack 40 ready. Of course, with Tiger weak point, he should have a good chance here as well. Obvious is a bit short on armor. He's only charged with ours now. Be actually relying on the US Air Force here to sort of equalise numbers, which the American generally did. There you go. Tiger gets a good hit there. Cross going to cover. Actually exposed himself here to Jackson fire and Sherman fire. Both shots missed though. Losses inflicted. We actually see a Panzer being wiped out. We got an airstrike going in. Panzer with their forced away. No, that's artillery going in from the Major. I was actually expecting an airstrike here. I think he could actually have done something versus the Tiger, and he caught a bit of infantry.
We are losing a sector.
Sherman advances here. Tiger turns his gun, gets off some good hits from the rifleman. Jackson fires whether it's not him with the gun. Tiger rolls back.
Ready. Pack load.
Tiger. That's it. Fully reinforced.
Tiger advances. Tango gets rather close, of course, including the penetrating power here of the Jackson. Target weak point on the Sherman, good job there. Airstrike going in, Sherman kaput brewed up. A kettle of tea, and there you go. You got P-47 striking in there with rockets aplenty. Armor piercing round probably available. He's actually already popped it here. Could he get it? Could he get the Tiger? He's almost. Does he go in for it? Does he go in for it? No, he decides not to. Does he? Come on, make up your mind, CaptainObvious. Make up your bloody mind. Looks like in this case, he finally decides. No. Oh well. Assault continues up here though. Chengele trying to strike back up the west. In fact, has forced back obvious there. The assault here slightly continues. We got the Major, who's dead actually, leaving behind only his attendants while the Lieutenant continues upwards. Got another 2-strike actually going in there. No, that's a fake. That's rapid barrage. Nicely done there though. Nicely done there by CaptainObvious. Rarely used, but good job there. For compelling Chengele to relocate his entry. DrChengele grenade wipes it out. Things are falling apart here. Tiger moves ahead without even being fully repaired. Dangerous, dangerous. No further armor though from CaptainObvious. Another Sherman would be a good choice here. Jackson being repaired. Rifleman re-echelons ready to move forwards. We got the anti-tank and here rather left behind the crate. There you go. Another P-47 strike here. Killing a Pioneer unit off. Not sure why I moved so close there. P-47s almost get the Tiger there. Almost. Shattering the house in the process.
German territory. Enemy is taking our
Bringing the fuel
territory.
point there back. The victory point's not looking good for DrChengele, neither are his forces. In that regard, he's probably only going to lose territory rapidly again. And there we go, we got an MG-42 on the hands of CaptainObvious. Jackson moves forwards. Shoots, misses. Chengele's not moving his Tiger though. Misses again. Is he just attacking ground here? I think he is. He's missing at it. Pulls back the Jackson. They're not going to risk it at the same time. Probably do some gun. These are flanking in. Maybe some Panzer they could be following up. Then Panzer Rex. Chengele is getting more Grenadiere. Still no sign of anything further. No support armor caught on the attempt to get in something else to support the Tiger here. As they close to getting wiped out, but just the Major there. In fact, the Major got killed. Meanwhile, counter-attack here from the north. With whatever Chengele here can scrape together in service of the Reich. Tiger advances, as prepared as he can afford to repair it with victory points so low. And the overall state of his forces so poor. There you go, Tiger advances through the remnants of shacks and houses. Rifleman could flank up there, get off and have to take Rifleman down the engine, which would certainly help the Jackson. Will he get it off? Will he get it off? No, he's not doing it. I think he forgot about the Tiger there. I think that was a definite miss there by CaptainObvious versus DrChengele. There you go, got the Jackson hit there, Pack 40, prime coming fire. Shot, fire, missed again? Wow. Wonder what that gunner's drinking.
The enemy is taking our
He's in here with a Pack 40.
Heavy panzer here. The territory is out of contact. So much blood! We get better every day! Tiger!
And a paratrooper there fully wiped out. Bit of a shame there for CaptainObvious. Tiger though is still operable. Victory points on the other hand are not. We got another Sherman there on the way for CaptainObvious.
Standing by.
I mean right now again Chengele could easily get out some more armor. A support armor core, a quick Panzer IV, maybe a quick pair of Stoops I think could do a lot from the gun attempt there, Telemann, so that was quickly disrupted. Shown moving ahead there. Panzer is firing. Hits, just barely.
We have 50 points remaining.
50 points left there. At which point apparently DrChengele makes the interesting decision to then double down on the one victory point he had instead of trying to drag up the other two. Panzer was there getting wiped out. Here's the lieutenant and the attendant rifleman. Tiger advances. Panzer was almost wiped out. Pack 40 firing. In fact, we got 2 Pack 40 ready to cover the Tiger. Ensuring not going to be rushed here by Jackson. Jackson, though, could easily actually flank in from here and shoot at the Tiger, but he's not doing it. Panzer there, jet rifleman almost wiped out, though, in the process. The Tiger delivering high explosive rounds right into the midst. Victory point here lost. Tiger needs to move down, secure it. And then go into tank and firing. Needs to shoot those armor piercing rounds. Armor piercing, discarding Sabo rounds. Come on, mate. Jackson fine responds. Tiger pulls back. Victory points looking terrible here for DrChengele. And he calls in a Stugi. I can't help but feel that. Bit of a waste. Needs enough. It's not rushing anyone towards here. Riazon's leading the way. And as the Pack 40 has fallen back, he's using the time there to move up the Jackson, maybe get off a shot or two. There you go, shot went through, but we got several Pack shots and other shots they're going through, knocking out the Jackson. But it won't matter anymore, it won't matter. 7 points left. And he's only going for one of them. It's too late. It's game over, man. And there we go, GG. Loss here to DrChengele, victory for CaptainObvious. Some nice play there by CaptainObvious. Also, Caged a bit of a nice play there from DrChengele, but I rather felt like he fell into way too stale an old strategy, which is increasingly being countered easily. And in that regard, he also rolled failed on a lot of opportunities to sort of further capitalise on things, and he just add in a bit more, sort of at least try and make it work a bit better. So I feel a lot of issues there for DrChengele. I mean, a few fuel caches would help things for him, just some other tanks supporting the Tiger. I think could have done a lot there for DrChengele. Otherwise, he had a slight tendency just running back and forth, and they were really sort of trying to dig in around a point for any longer period of time, which rather hurt him as well. Bunkers, I think, could also have been of some assistance there to DrChengele. CaptainObvious handled things alright, a few mistakes in there, some not fully alright choice there. Again, I would like to see some more BARs on the rifle in the end, maybe also the lieutenant upgraded further. Some Pathfinders, I think, could have done a lot of good for him as well. And a 50 cal to at least sort of cover the right hand side, could have sort of minimised harassment that DrChengele was able to sort of pull off initially. I mean, he had a slight tendency of sort of forgetting about one side entirely, then focusing only on the west side, which could have put him in a lot more trouble than it actually did if Chengele had been a bit sharper here and a bit more aggressive. And of course, had gone for some other armour. A part of me would also like to see maybe trying to sort of play for Panthers, but there you go. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. Hope it gave you some ideas from the matches. If you did want to subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. If not, send in a replay and provide some feedback in the comment section. This is Imperial Ending. Cheers, and thank you all for watching. Bye.